Please like the video and share it so that it reaches many more people and you get sawaba, or rewards from Allah. This could be a sawabe jariyah or continuous reward for you long after you are gone.
Volume 4, Book 56, number 803. Narrated by Hadith bin al-Yaman. The people used to ask Allah's apostle about good, but I used to ask him about evil for fear that it might overtake me. Once I said, O Allah's apostle, we were in ignorance and in evil, and Allah has bestowed upon us the present good. Will there be any evil after this good? He said, yes. I asked, will there be good after that evil? He said, yes, but it would be tamed with dakan, i.e. little evil. I asked, what will its dakan be? He said, there will be some people who will lead people according to principles other than my tradition. You will see their actions and disapprove of them. I said, will there be any evil after that good? He said, yes, there will be some people who will invite others to the doors of hell, and whoever accepts their invitation to it will be thrown in it by them. I said, O Allah's apostle, describe those people to us. He said, they will belong to us and speak our language. I asked, what do you order me to do if such a thing should take place in my life? He said, adhere to the group of Muslims and their chief. I asked, if there is neither a group of Muslims nor a chief, what shall I do? He said, keep away from all those different sects, even if you had to bite, i.e. eat, the root of a tree, till you meet Allah while you are still in that state. Volume 4, Book 56, number 804. Narrated by Hadith. My companions learned something about good through asking the Prophet, while I learned something about evil. Volume 4, Book 56, number 805. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. Allah's apostle said, the day of judgment will not be established till there is a war between two groups whose claims, or religion, will be the same. Volume 4, Book 56, number 806. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. The Prophet said, the hour will not be established till there is a war between two groups among whom there will be a great number of casualties, though the claims, or religion, of both of them will be one and the same. And the hour will not be established till there appear about 30 liars, all of whom will be claiming to be the messengers of Allah. Volume 4, Book 56, number 807. Narrated by Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. While we were with Allah's apostle who was distributing, i.e. some property, there came Du el-Kuwaisira, a man from the tribe of Bani Tamim, and said, O Allah's apostle, do justice. The Prophet said, woe to you! Who could do justice if I did not? I would be a desperate loser if I did not do justice. Umar said, O Allah's apostle, allow me to chop his head off. The Prophet said, leave him, for he has companions who pray and fast in such a way that you will consider your fasting negligible in comparison to theirs. They recite Quran but it does not go beyond their throats, i.e. they do not act on it. And they will desert Islam as an arrow goes through a victim's body, so that the hunter, on looking at the arrow's blade, would see nothing on it. He would look at its risav and see nothing. He would look at its dye and see nothing. And he would look at its quda, and see nothing, neither meat nor blood, for the arrow has been too fast even for the blood and excretions to smear. The sign by which they will be recognized is that among them there will be a black man, one of whose arms will resemble a woman's breast or a lump of meat moving loosely. Those people will appear when there will be differences amongst the people. I testify that I heard this narration from Allah's apostle. And I testify that Ali bin Abi Talib fought with such people, and I was in his company. He ordered that the man, described by the Prophet, should be looked for. The man was brought and I looked at him and noticed that he looked exactly as the Prophet had described him. Volume 4, Book 56, number 808. Narrated by Ali. I relate the traditions of Allah's apostle to you, for I would rather fall from the sky than attribute something to him falsely. But when I tell you a thing which is between you and me, then no doubt, war is guile. I heard Allah's apostle saying, in the last days of this world there will appear some young foolish people who will use, in their claim, the best speech of all people, i.e. the Quran, and they will abandon Islam, as an arrow going through the game. Their belief will not go beyond their throats, i.e. they will have practically no belief, so wherever you meet them, kill them, for he who kills them shall get a reward on the day of resurrection. Volume 4, Book 56, number 809. Narrated by Khabbab bin al-Arat. We complained to Allah's apostle of the persecution inflicted on us by the infidels, while he was sitting in the shade of the Kaaba, leaning over his bird, i.e. covering sheet. We said to him, would you seek help for us? Would you pray to Allah for us? He said, among the nations before you a believing man would be put in a ditch that was dug for him, and a saw would be put over his head, and he would be cut into 2 pieces. Yet that torture would not make him give up his religion. His body would be combed with iron combs that would remove his flesh from the bones and nerves. Yet that would not make him abandon his religion. By Allah, this religion, i.e. Islam, will prevail till a traveler from Sana'a, in Yemen, to Hadramaut will fear none but Allah, or a wolf as regards his sheep, but you, people, are hasty. Volume 4, Book 56, number 810. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. The Prophet noticed the absence of Thabit bin Kay. A man said, O Allah's apostle, I shall bring you his news. So he went to him and saw him sitting in his house drooping his head, sadly. He asked Thabit, what's the matter? Thabit replied, an evil situation. A man used to raise his voice over the voice of the Prophet, and so all his good deeds have been annulled and he is from the people of hell. The man went back and told the Prophet that Thabit had said so and so. The sub-narrator, Musa bin Anas said, the man went to Thabit again with glad tidings. The Prophet said to him, go and say to Thabit, you are not from the people of fire, but from the people of paradise. Volume 4, Book 56, number 811. Narrated by Al-Bara bin Azib. A man recited Surah Al-Kahf in his prayer, and in the house there was a riding animal which got frightened and started jumping. The man finished his prayer with taslim, but behold, a mist or a cloud hovered over him. He informed the Prophet of that, and the Prophet said, O so and so. Recite, for this, mist or cloud, was a sign of peace descending for the recitation of Quran.